Welcome back, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about why I left Wells, Maine. It isn't all bad, but it isn't all good either. And if you stick around, I captured many of the reasons on video, and you aren't going to want to miss that. If you're new to this channel, my name is Michael Patterson. My partner and daughter Margaret lived oceanfront on Wells Beach for 10 years. We know in great detail which beaches, specifically which houses, are hit the hardest by the reoccurring winter storms, which are getting worse and worse every year. If you want to learn everything there is to know about living and raising a family in Wells, Maine, click subscribe and tap the bell so that you'll be the first to know when we post another video. You know, I really like the schools in Wells, Maine, but I wasn't crazy about living on the beach. Why, you asked? Well, I loved my house's floor plan, but I wasn't crazy about the yearly destruction caused by the storms. I loved the neighborhood my home was a part of, but I wasn't crazy how the Department of Environmental Protection wouldn't let me protect my house by placing more rocks in front of the seawall. So looking back up to the very beginning, I initially moved to Wells for the school system. And I'd have to say, I love the sense of community I always felt when shopping locally, especially in the local Hannaford supermarket. What I didn't like was finding out after I purchased my beach house that certain homes get hit harder than others by the waves during the yearly winter storms. And I don't care if the house was built in the last 5 years or 15 years. I know which houses get hit the hardest from standing in my bedroom on the second floor of the house and watching the waves smash the houses storm after storm, year after year. If you didn't live it, I don't see how you could possibly know from speaking to a realtor who may know Wells, but doesn't know the beach during storms, and this is an important distinction. I used to watch the tides on my mobile phone app and set up my alarm clock so that I could go out in the middle of the night, maybe 2 a.m., just to watch certain areas of Webb Handit Drive get absolutely flooded with the angry waves. And you know what? The same locations always got hit the hardest. I'm talking about waves that shake your bed, your nightstand, put cracks in the ceiling, and cause your $2 million to $6 million home to leak water down the walls like someone left a faucet on. On more than one occasion, I was the only house on Webb Handit that was oceanfront with the lights on as the massive waves rolled in, washed away sand, ripped out lawns, tore off porches. Guys, it was exciting, but if you own real estate, it is absolutely terrifying, especially if you invested in a property that consistently takes a beating. Reach out to me with questions if you are thinking about buying a property on Wells Beach. Now, if you think I left Wells after saying I loved living here just because the ocean was scaring the heck out of me, you would only be half correct. After all, the home I sold just a few years ago is now worth about twice as much as I sold it for. Despite the reoccurring destruction on Wells Beach, real estate values are going up, as are the foundations they are being built on, which is why you can forget about people in Wells panic selling because of the storms. There are some other Wells, Maine pros and cons that I should probably share with you. The Hannaford grocery store is convenient, but it's small, which means it didn't have everything I wanted. And because Wells is slowly becoming a year-round tourist town, this means the prices in the grocery store are kind of high. This is why many of the locals in Wells shoot up to Biddeford to shop at Market Basket or head on over to Sanford to buy groceries at Walmart. Another issue, which you might consider a positive, is that Wells gets a lot less snow than the towns 10 to 20 miles west. Now, I know you might like less snow, but I love snow. And when it did snow in Wells, it was usually the heavy, slushy stuff that my snowblower struggled with. And because snowstorms often brought flooding, the salt was destroying my snowblowers. The other things that annoyed me is how cold it was on the beach during the summer. It didn't get consistently warm until August.
So every spring, when school got out, we'd pack up the kids and head back to Sanford to spend the summer on the pond. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you about our free relocation guide. You'll find a link to it in the description down below. Inside that relocation guide, you'll find details on all of the towns in York County, Maine, providing information on the population sizes, whether or not there's any fresh bodies of water, if you're into that, whether or not there's a cute downtown area, if you're the type of person that likes to go for a walk, and a whole lot more. Again, you'll find a link to it in the description down below.
Since I spent my summers there, where it was usually 10 degrees warmer than the beach, this allowed me to rent our house out on the beach for $13,500 a week. Now, I do miss that. And I would consistently rent it for 9 to 10 weeks every summer. Something else I miss, I had awesome neighbors, even if most of them were only there in the summer. I really enjoyed chatting with them. And secretly, I love the excitement of the storms, even though they cost me several $1,000s in cleanup and repairs every spring. So if you want to work with a realtor who really knows the beach through the storms in the winter, navigated the rental market with great success in the summer, reach out to Margaret or I. Our contact information is in the description down below. And if you want to see some incredible footage of what it's like along Wells Beach, Maine during the winter, as well as the damage caused by the angry storms that destroyed nearly a dozen houses on January 13th, watch this video coming up next.